Welcome to SPASRO. Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we will see about Moon and Saturn in 5th house. In astrology, the interpretation of planetary placements in different houses of a birth chart can provide insights into various aspects of a person's life and personality. The 5th house is associated with creativity, self-expression, romance, children, and speculative ventures. The Moon and Saturn in the 5th house can influence these areas of your life in specific ways. One Moon in the 5th house *, the Moon represents emotions, intuition, and the subconscious. With the Moon in the 5th house, there's an emphasis on creative self-expression and emotional fulfillment. This placement suggests a strong connection between your feelings and your creative pursuits. You might be drawn to artistic activities such as writing, painting, acting, or music. Your emotions could be closely tied to your romantic experiences and interactions with children. Your emotional nature is likely to be dynamic and passionate. 2 Saturn in the 5th house *, Saturn represents discipline, structure, responsibility, and lessons. With Saturn in the 5th house, there could be a sense of seriousness and responsibility in your approach to matters of self-expression and creativity. This placement can bring challenges and opportunities for growth in creative endeavors and romantic relationships. You might feel the need to work diligently to achieve your creative goals, and you could be quite critical of your own artistic output. There might also be a cautious approach to romance and a desire for stability in relationships. When interpreting any astrological placement, it's important to consider the entire birth chart, as aspects, angular relationships, between the Moon, Saturn, and other planets can modify and influence their effects. Additionally, individual interpretations can vary, and astrology is a belief system that isn't scientifically proven. For a comprehensive and accurate analysis of your birth chart and the impact of the Moon and Saturn in the 5th house, it's recommended to consult with a professional astrologer who can take into account all the nuances of your unique chart. Certainly, let's delve deeper into the influences of the Moon and Saturn in the 5th house. Moon in the 5th house *. Creativity and expression *. The Moon's placement in the 5th house suggests that your emotions are closely tied to your creative expression. Your feelings and moods can greatly influence your artistic endeavors, and you might find that you're most inspired when you're emotionally engaged. Romantic inclinations * romance and romantic experiences are important to you, and you might seek partners who evoke strong emotional responses. Your approach to romance could be heartfelt and passionate, but it's also important to maintain a balance between your emotions and reason. Children and parenting * This placement can signify a strong connection with children, whether you have your own or interact with them in other capacities. You may possess nurturing qualities and a desire to care for and protect those younger than you. Creative fluctuations * Because the Moon is changeable, you might experience creative ebbs and flows that coincide with your emotional states. Your creative projects could reflect your changing moods. Saturn in the 5th house *. Disciplined creativity * With Saturn in the 5th house, you approach your creative pursuits with seriousness and dedication. You're likely to put in consistent effort and take a disciplined approach to developing your artistic talents. This could lead to steady improvement over time. Challenges in self-expression * While this placement encourages responsibility and structure in your creative endeavors, it might also lead to self-criticism and feelings of inadequacy. You may have to work through self-imposed limitations and fears of not being good enough. Romantic caution * In matters of romance, you might be cautious and prudent. You could take your time to establish meaningful connections, seeking stability and commitment rather than superficial flings. Saturn's influence might lead to more mature relationships. Learning from children * Saturn's presence here could indicate important lessons to learn from interactions with children or from experiences related to parenting. These lessons might revolve around responsibility, patience, and understanding. Remember that astrology offers general insights based on the positions of celestial bodies at the time of your birth. Individual experiences can vary widely due to the complexity of an entire birth chart, which includes the positions of all planets, their aspects, and the zodiac signs involved. If you're seeking a personalized and in-depth interpretation, consulting with a professional astrologer is recommended. Certainly, let's explore some additional insights into the combination of Moon and Saturn in the 5th house. Moon and Saturn conjunction in the 5th house *. If the Moon and Saturn are closely conjunct in the 5th house, their energies are blended. This might create a tension between the emotional need for spontaneity, playfulness, and creativity, Moon, and the desire for structure, order, and responsibility, Saturn. Balancing these energies could be a lifelong journey. You might feel a sense of duty or obligation toward your creative pursuits and romantic interests. This can lead to a work ethic that ensures consistent effort in these areas, even if it requires extra discipline. There could be a tendency to suppress or hold back your emotions, fearing that they might interfere with your creative endeavors or romantic relationships. Finding healthy outlets for emotional expression is important. This conjunction can also highlight the potential for a serious and responsible approach to parenting. You might prioritize imparting valuable life lessons and values to your children. Be mindful of potential perfectionism. While striving for excellence is admirable, overly high standards could hinder your ability to fully enjoy the creative process. Aspects to the Moon and Saturn *. The aspects that the Moon and Saturn make to other planets in your birth chart provide additional layers of meaning. Benefic aspects, such as trines and sextiles, can harmonize the energies, while challenging aspects, such as squares and oppositions, might indicate areas of tension and growth. If there's a harmonious aspect between the Moon and Saturn, it can facilitate a better integration of your emotional and responsible sides. You might be able to find ways to express yourself creatively while maintaining a sense of structure. Challenging aspects between the Moon and Saturn could present inner conflicts. Striking a balance between emotional expression and responsibility might be more challenging, but it can lead to valuable personal growth. Transits and progressions *. As time passes, the positions of the planets in the sky, transits, and the evolving positions of planets in your birth chart, progressions, can trigger significant life events and shifts in your experiences related to creativity, romance, and other 5th house matters. Pay attention to major transits and progressions involving the Moon and Saturn, as they can signify periods of increased emotional awareness, creative breakthroughs, or challenges that require a re-evaluation of your approach to self-expression. Remember that astrology is a complex field that considers a multitude of factors, and interpretations can vary widely based on individual circumstances. For a comprehensive analysis tailored to your unique birth chart, seeking guidance from an experienced astrologer is highly recommended.